Hello, everybody. Welcome to Soul Gathering Podcast. I have a special guest for you, Chris. Chris, welcome. I'm really excited to talk to you and kind of hear about your story. Of
Okay, cool. Thank you. And thank you for having me.
course, man. I've seen your videos on TikTok and on Instagram, man, and I was like, I really love that you're kind of talking about your struggles and kind of just talking about your story. Not be afraid to put it out there because we all go through some stuff, but we like to put it behind a mask or pretend it's not there. But I'm really happy to see you're really open about it and working on it consistently.
Yeah, it's tough to do that with, especially if you've been wearing a mask all your life.
Yeah, it's with autism, we're used to masking because everyone out if we don't, everyone thinks there's something wrong or they don't really understand, so they kind of look down on it.
hmm Yeah, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, how when did you what really got you to start making videos about your story?
I guess I started to do it after I did an interview with SBSK. That's special books by special kids for the abbreviation. And it kind of went from there. I think that was like at least like 2.5 years ago, I believe.
It's always you never know how it starts. Sometimes just a little spark.
Mm.
I started doing actually the podcast. Like when I started doing podcasts, it actually were for football, amazingly, because that was my passion back when I was younger. And I still have a little bit of it, but actually, I started doing these type of videos later on, like the past year. So you never know how you kind of start doing what you love.
hmm Yeah, yeah, I get it.
When were you diagnosed at a young age, or did you kind of find out later on?
Uh, I was told I was diagnosed at a young age, but I never knew what it was and never knew how to deal with it.
Yeah, especially when you're told that young, it can be kind of hard to process. For me, I denied it for a long time. I was like, that there's no way I have autism. I looked at it as a bad thing, but I think it's a gift. It's just learning how to use it.
hmm
So, if you're comfortable, how long? What was your experience growing up with autism?
I say it was extremely confusing. I don't know, I don't know who I am, and I don't know like what I wanted to be, and I never knew how to really talk to people or make friends. And some people they like come to me because I'm too introverted. It's hard to get my words out.
Oh, you're good, man.
Yeah, there's a few people that like come to me and like make friends with, but in future I never really like hear from them. Like only a few, but yeah, I tried to like get used to it, and really having trouble saying what I want to say right now. I'm sorry.
Hey, it's all good, man. It can be a little difficult to get out and talk about it. It's all good, man. Whatever, like I said, anything you're comfortable with talking about, it's just talking about it. It can be very difficult. Because with autism growing up, a lot of people did not look at it as a good thing. A lot of people were trying to fix it or do something about it. Saw it as a bad thing. Really, it wasn't.
hmm
We just didn't have the teachers didn't have the tools to really teach us about it, and it was very confusing, especially at a young age. So I understand, at least in some degree.
Yeah, even to this day, I'm still trying to study it and study more of my traits and whatever.
Yeah, it's still pretty fresh. There's still a lot of things to learn about autism, but
Mm-hmm.
looking up videos. Luckily, we have a lot more resources where we're able to learn more about it. It's currently what I'm doing. Because like for us, I want to help more people like us out, because at a young age, there was not a lot of resources, and it was very difficult because we had to kind of not be who we are because we felt like we couldn't be that because everyone judged us or bullied us, or I was at least, I thought by a lot of us at a young age, especially with autism, people look at it as a bad thing or weird or whatever, wherever they choose to label it. But yeah, it can be very difficult.
Hmm.
But it takes time. Sometimes you're like after doing that for many years, you're trying to figure out who you really are because you had to be you try to blend in, so to speak. And I saw your videos kind of talking about that, kind of unmasking, being really who you are, and being okay with it.
Yeah, I try to be okay with it, but it's a challenge, but that's cool with me because I like a challenge.
Exactly. It's in it is a challenge, unmasking, being who we really are. But at the end, we can't. Then that's how to really live is be who we are. Because there's gonna always be people that judge you or look at you differently. But being yourself, that's what matters.
Yeah, that I can agree with.
So what? So do you do like your own podcast, or you just make like videos? It's kind of like wherever you're kind of thinking about during the day.
No, I never done a podcast before, but my own podcast before, but I don't know. I just post like pictures or whatever, or do a couple of videos here and there. That's all I usually do.
That's awesome, man. When did you start doing TikTok?
Mm, I don't know. I think it's like a year and a half ago. Can't really call it.
Yeah, it's probably when I probably started like a year ago, maybe a year and a half, somewhere around that.
Hmm.
What made you want to get TikTok?
I don't know. I think it's an opportunity for me to like grow or whatever.
Yeah, that on TikTok's one of the best ways to go because everyone's using it. So what's a passion you like to do? Like, do you have anything that you really like to do, or is it like puzzles or anything like that?
Um, my passion. I just like guess I like gaming. For example, I'm a huge gamer,
Oh
and
shit, that's awesome. What's your favorite game to play?
uh, my all-time favorite game would probably be Brutal Legend.
What was it called?
Brutal Legend. You ever heard of
I've
it?
never heard of that game. What's it about?
Okay, you play as Eddie Riggs, who is voiced by Jack Black, which is cool with me. And you're like transported to like a world of heavy metal, and you have to fight and whatever, and play music at the same time.
Huh, that's interesting. Never heard of that game before. It's pretty cool that Jack Black's in it though. That dude has been in a few things.
And to be honest, if it wasn't for that game, I wouldn't be the metalhead I am today.
Oh, what kind of music do you like to listen?
Mostly punk rock and heavy metal.
Heavy metal. What's your favorite band? Metallica or
Motorhead.
Motorhead? I've heard of that band. I'm not a big heavy music type of guy, but I've definitely heard of what's it called? Heavy head? Metalhead?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a term for it. Yeah.
Yeah, the only really heavy music I listened to, I think it was the only one I listened to was Metallica, one of their songs.
Mm. Wow, what are you into?
What I'm into, So I kind of like a little bit of everything, but I like older school music, like soft rock, like Fleetwood Mac and John Lennon from like the Beatles. Those are my type of songs. Like I love those songs like Imagine by John Lennon. I love it because he's speaking about like what if we just gave like we stopped worrying about like separating ourselves from like countries and religions, things like that. Because I see a lot of separation instead of like we judge each other because of these things, instead of just loving each other, like, hey man, I love you. You know, instead of like, oh, you're supposed to do this and do that. It's like, no, it's not about that, man. You know, why do we always have to be angry or judge each other? You know, why can't we just give love to one another? You know, be supportive. You know, it's those type of things. You know, like if we would have had that, there wouldn't be so many kids in pain right now, and there wouldn't be masking. Like like me, you, and others, we struggle with that, like being our true selves because we've done it for so many years. But that's my favorite song. I get a little passionate about it, but I just love it because it speaks on what like the world and life.
Yeah, that's cool. I get it. It's nice to have something that you're passionate about.
Yeah, it's honestly, like with this podcast, it's just I want to bring more acceptance to the autism community and kind of show everybody that autism is not something that needs to be fixed or cured. It's something that is a part of us, and it's a gift that we can utilize. We just got to learn how to use it. And autism is still a fresh thing in a lot of people's minds. There's still a lot of like research going behind it, a lot of things to learn about. But overall, it's something that's a gift. You know, Albert Einstein had autism, and he was a genius. There's many others that had it, and actually, I was doing some research, and George Washington might have been autistic.
Oh, oh, that's cool.
Now, it's obviously it was a long time ago, so there's no proven facts, but they're leading to it. And
Mhm.
even Elon Musk, he's autistic. He doesn't really talk about it a whole lot, but you can tell he has like high Asperger's. He had to work on his like he had to work being social and everything like that because those with Asperger's, it's really hard to be social
Mhm.
because it's kind of hard to explain, but it's just because how their brain works. They very intelligent, but when it comes to like normal social reaction and reading rooms and things like that can be very difficult. But that can be a lot of ranges of autism. I know it took me a minute to really learn about that. So, so what was your experience in school? Did it come? Was it a little bit easier, or did you have like? Because for me, they had like special ed. I wasn't sure how your school experience was.
I always hated school.
Is
But
that that?
yeah, I always hated school. But yeah, I was in special ed. I think I started in special ed in like the fifth grade, I believe. So I got way up all the way up to my senior year.
And did that make it easier for you being in special ed? And
And for a few classes.
yeah,
Uh, I, I still had a regular class too, but but there's certain classes where I had to go to special ed.
yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that's what that system was in my school as well. Because we had a couple regular classes, and but we had a lot more classes in the special ed.
Mhm.
Like we had like one main teacher, or there was like 1 to 3 of them that we usually had. But how are you feeling? Like, are you feeling like you're doing better? Like, kind of being more true to yourself, kind of masking because I know it can be difficult for a lot of people.
No, I don't know. I think I still feel the same. I, sometimes I still wear a mask, and I never really show my true self to like people, even my own family.
Yeah, it can be difficult. Do you have anyone you talk to this about? Kind of like just kind of let them know how you feel. Just because it can be a little difficult.
Nah, not really, no, but I think there's like one person that I can talk to that I can really be myself around, but it's hard to kind of see him because he's so far away.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. Yeah, it can be. At least you got that one person though. Even though he's far away, it's always important to have someone where you can talk to and be kind of your true self and just kind of work on what fulfills your heart. Like just following what feels right.
Mhm.
And it might not always, it might not feel like it, man, but you're progressing. You're taking steps to really letting that shield down because it's not easy. And this is, I'm glad you came on, man. I'm glad we're able to talk about this and, just kind of work down those walls because it can be hard.
Oh, it's very hard. I've been hurt and let down so many times. I have no choice but to have a shield up.
Yeah, but you're strong, man. A lot of like it might be difficult because sometimes we get caught in the past, but we're here now. We're still alive and we're able to slowly let those things go. Because one thing I've learned is the past is gone. Took me a long time to let a lot of things go because they play my mind over and over and over, like being bullied. How people would talk to me, look down on me, like those would play in my mind a lot, like a movie film. Like it would just replay. And I got to the point where I was like, I just gotta let go. I can't do this anymore. And I just gotta, even though I forgave those people, but I did not for them, but for myself. Because holding that all in was hurting me. And it was killing me inside. And and I feel when I was able to let that go, I just felt free like a bird. It's like whoa, because you don't realize how much you're holding on to your back. But once you let that string go, it doesn't seem that heavy anymore.
Never really looked at it that way, but good to know.
And honestly, it's been beautiful. Like I was so happy to connect with you, and I have to ask him for his name, but he's on Instagram. You guys know each other. A different spectrum, I believe his username is
Yeah, that's my buddy Martin.
Mark. Okay, I forgot to ask his name, but yeah, dude, I love Mark. Connecting with him is it's been awesome. How did you two meet? Did you meet for social media, or did you meet for something else?
No, we met through Instagram, and yeah, we just kind of hit it off right out the bat. Like I've known him for almost 2 years now.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, he's a really cool dude. I talked to him for a little bit, and it was really nice just talking to him. Hey, do you ever play like your games online or do you like stream
Mostly online. I mostly do
online?
single player. I I never thought about streaming. I know I did stream one time when I was playing Borderlands, but no, I don't know. It was just something to do because I was bored. But yeah, mostly single player and online sometimes, and I game with Martin sometimes too.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm actually thinking about I'm probably gonna get on Black Friday, but I'm gonna probably get the PlayStation 5. I'm getting it because GTA 6 is coming out, so I was like, I gotta grab it.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man.
Yeah, yeah. I would love to play with you guys sometime. It might be a good way to connect.
Yeah, sure. You just
You-
leave me your PSN and in a DM or whatever.
yeah, I got you, man. Yeah, I haven't played online in like a couple of years, so it'll be a new experience for sure.
In a couple of years, what made you stop?
Yeah, it was. I had a I had a problem putting my game down because I was going through a hard time and I was using that as like a scapegoat for me.
Mm,
But with a lot of things that was going on, and I had to let it go for a couple of years. But I'm having a little bit more balance and control in my life, and I feel like I'm able to balance it out more
mm.
because I had to make sure I was good before I went back to it.
Okay, I understand now.
Yeah, yeah, that was a long time ago now. And that was about like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, somewhere around that. Yeah, it was different times, you know. Yeah, it's hard when you look back. You're like, whoa, a lot of things have changed, and you don't really realize it until you like start reflecting on like what's happened the past couple of years.
Hmm.
Ah, there he is. He makes a special appearance, Yoshi. Yeah, I saw you hanging out with Yoshi. Is he like your partner?
My partner in crime, my ride or die, my sous chef, all that.
That's an awesome partner to have, man. Even Mario likes him.
Yeah, yeah, that much I do know.
Oh yeah, I saw one of your videos, dude. I loved it. The nature walk. I love that.
Mm. Oh, you like that one?
Yeah, dude. I love nature, man. You can feel all the energy and it's really good, especially if you're feeling stressed out or something like that. To take a walk. It's like a fresh breath or a
Yeah,
breath of fresh air. It's nice.
yeah, yeah, I can agree with that. I always try to go for a walk every chance I get, just so I can clear my head wherever I feel overwhelmed with something.
That's awesome, man. You know, it's those type of things that really make a big difference. You know, because it's easy to get stressed out, or because some faults can go. It can be crazy sometimes, but you know, getting fresh air and things like that can really clear it. Especially, yeah. I honestly, I think like especially autism. I feel like a lot of people with autism probably have ADHD too, and a lot of faults go through. So it's good to take walks and things like that to kind of clear it. One thing
Mm,
that helps me is meditation. That's always been like it's helped me keep calm and it helps me be more grateful for today.
mm. Yeah, 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 that's good.
Do you have you ever tried meditation?
Meditation, yeah.
How do you
Uh,
like it? Is it a little hard to stand still when you do it?
yeah, it can be, but yeah, I still try to wherever there's quiet.
Yeah, yeah. It took me a while. It was until I read his book, Untethered Soul, by Michael Singer, and he kind of talks about meditations. It's like the faults are going to come through, or noises might come in the background, but it's really that's what it's about. You know, that's what meditation is. It's being aware of those things, but not let it drag you out to those sounds. The way I do meditation is I look at these faults and I put them in a cloud, and I let them float away, and I don't even they're gone. You know, and I'm able to go a little deeper, and it's just beautiful. You know,
Mhm.
it's every day. Like when I get out of my meditation, I just see the colors, and the outside looks so much vibrant.
That sounds like a good time.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, for everybody, I always recommend meditation, even if it's like 5 minutes. You know, it's just like you don't have to do like 20 minutes right off the bat, but you know, like 5 minutes. And then by the time you know, you're doing like 2 or 3 meditations of like 5 minutes because it's so enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah, how's it over where you're at? How's the weather been?
It just started raining actually.
Oh shit. Yeah, I'm in Florida right now, so it's the weather is usually pretty the same. It's been kind of bipolar though. It's been like really windy or and sometimes it'd be raining, so it's kind of been a little bipolar. I'm like, what's going on?
It don't mind me though. I love rainy weather. It's always soothing for me.
Man, rainy weather is pretty awesome. I love it. Actually, like I especially love it at night because I sleep like a baby.
Hmm.
Oh man. Yeah, it's what um what is your what is your favorite but like there's like pros and cons to it, but being autistic, what is your like favorite part of it?
That's my favorite part is that I think and do things differently, and I am my own person. I don't like to follow what everybody else is doing.
I love that. You know,
Hmm.
being different is where it's at. Like, why would you want to do the same thing as the other person? Like, be normal, as they call it. Like, imagine like you're waking up and you're going to work, and someone's like, "Hey, did you see a baseball game? Yeah, we're at the same place." And you did the exact same thing. Like, yeah, it's good to be different. You know what I mean? Like, different is good. I'd rather be different and weird than being normal. Like, that's boring. Like, being different and weird is awesome. You just got to use it the right way.
Well, reality is boring and often disappointing, so why not change it?
Exactly. And, you know, to me, you create your own reality. You know, it's like create your own path. Like, what for me, when I finally, because I was in a severely depressed state, because I was listening to what everyone else was telling me to do. Oh, this is what you're supposed to do. This. It's like, no, man, no, I'm good. That is not what I want to do. I'm going to pick my own path. Pick your own path and follow your heart because no one else is going to make you happy. No one knows what you want but yourself, what you truly want in life. You know, so you got to follow your own path.
Hmm. Yeah, that I can agree with.
And before we head off here, what is the message for all those with autism? Like, if you have like one saying growing up with it, and like just some sort of advice you want to give.
I say, don't be afraid to be your own person.
I love that. Don't be afraid to be your own person. That's beautiful right there. You know, a lot of us been afraid to be ourselves because we're afraid to be judged or to be basically alone. You know, be cornered, but we're never alone. You know, we got each other. We're this community, and it's only gonna get bigger. You know,
Hmm.
you and all the people in the community, my brothers and sisters, man, you guys, I love you guys. You know, you guys mean a lot to me.
And I know we just met, but I already got love for you, dude.
Yes, thank you for coming on. I'm glad you came on. I know we had a little bit of a stall at the beforehand, but really glad we're able to make this. And yeah, just thank you for coming on.
Hmm. And once again, thank you for the invite.
Of course, brother, anytime. You know, and I hope you guys enjoy this. Give love to your fellow autism friends or family, because you never know what people are going through. Much love to you guys, and hope you have a great day.